Welcome to the first episode of this series. Feel free to train alongside me. I'll be playing some chill music and occasionally explaining the mechanic we're working on. You'll see me on screen here doing the mechanic in real time alongside you if you'd like to train alongside me. The idea of this series is to just be better by the end of it with a mechanic, and all you need to do is just a little training each day. All the training packs will be in the description of the video as well as on screen as needed. I'm really looking forward to this series, and I hope you guys are looking forward to it as well. The videos will be organized as such. We'll be starting with warming up for a few moments, as it's best practice to do so. If you are already warmed up though, feel free to skip this step or just to keep on warming up with us. And don't worry, for any of my skilled viewers, feel free to make this harder to yourself by maybe limiting boost, or adding air roll in, or maybe even working with a slightly different or harder setup with whatever we're doing. Just make sure you're challenging yourself a touch. Okay, here we are. First day in our little 30-day challenge. I like to just kind of get warmed up. I think it's best practice, so feel free to do the same. I think just jumping around, dodging, flipping, maybe kind of flying around here and there. It's just kind of good for warming up your brain and your muscle memory, just getting ready for the day, getting ready to do some training. If you're already warm, feel free to warm up with us still, or skip ahead even if you want to. Either way, we're just going to be warming up for a minute here. If you have any warm-ups you like, definitely drop them down in the comments. Maybe you'll find one down there you like as well. We'll just kind of warm up for a sec here. Feel free to do whatever, kind of comes to mind as you're warming up. Doesn't have to be anything specific. This series will be specifically on air dribbles, so maybe some flying would be good. Just getting used to controlling your car. We're going to start with just kind of the really beginner sort of level stuff, and then work our way into the more basic fundamentals. And then after that, intermediate, of course, and then we will get down to advanced. And it's going to be a pretty fun series. I'm excited for it, and I hope you guys are also excited. Should be a pretty chill area, just to hang out and grind and train on mechanics. Challenge you to follow along and, work on air dribbles for 30 days and, see if you see any improvement. You probably will. A little bit of training every day can go a long way. I'm starting to feel pretty warm, so I'll probably start getting into some of the training sections here. So, we're going to be doing air dribbles, and for now we're just going to kind of start with the really basic. I say it's good to always start with the setup and kind of break it down. We all know what air dribbles are, we know what they look like. You roll the ball at the wall, you hit it off, you take it up, and you get your little air dribble, right? But we're going to break it down. We're not going to start with all of that right away. My favorite place to start is just bringing the ball to myself like this and just kind of hitting it towards the wall. This is a good thing to practice, just getting that little pop. You don't even have to worry about following it right now. Just kind of hitting it towards the wall and popping it. And you can hit it towards the other wall. You can even do a flip if you want, but if it goes fast, just try not to boost too much into it, because I see a lot of people boost into the ball and they kind of speed it up a little faster than they can handle. It's good to just get used to popping it right here, off the wall. Again, don't worry about actually air dribbling or anything. We'll get into that later. Once you're comfortable kind of hitting the ball and getting that good pop off the wall right here, you start working on your jump. Just holding A, jumping, and kind of following the ball off the wall. For those that don't know, a good point to pop the ball off the wall is kind of like right here. That's kind of where I like to do it. Just make contact with your nose right as the ball gets there. that. And just kind of, it pops up, it floats up real nice. If you hit it too hard, it'll probably hit the ceiling. But now we're just going to work on jumping afterward. You don't even have to air roll like I do. You can just kind of jump off the wall. We'll do that a few times now. Here I'm just trying to follow the speed of the ball too. So you just hold an A, it just kind of floats you along with the ball. And the setup's really important because if you don't have a good setup, you're not going to really be able to do the mechanic consistently. So just follow the speed of the ball. You don't have to boost. You really don't have to. And then just practice jumping off, matching the speed of the ball. I think anyone, even the advanced players here, can benefit from making sure their setup is good, because, you know, that's the most important part. I'll just work on this for a few times. You'll see me kind of doing it. Don't worry about air roll. I just like to start getting already lined up. If you don't know how to incorporate the air roll, you can just jump off like this. It just kind of looks like that. You don't really have to worry too much about air roll. Not until later, anyway. Because you can do this without air roll. If you really want. Don't forget that it's good to hit it from both walls. You want to make sure you can get it set up just as good on both sides. I'd say once you can get your setup in a good pop like this a few times, like maybe 7, 8 times out of 10, I'd say it's probably a good time to start learning your air roll. Air roll is pretty easy. You could just tap it a few times. So once you jump up, you just kind of want to move air roll around until you are pointing your nose at the ball again. Probably take a few tries, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry if you mess up. Even me, I don't get them every time. I'd also say not really worrying about even really hitting it towards the net or anything. Just kind of get used to the feeling of kind of floating off the wall. You can stay under the ball, like so. It's pretty good. It's a good indicator you're getting your setup right. The next big step will obviously just be adding in that air roll. Getting your nose under it, like so. Just really want that nice pop. You can start adding in a little bit of boost if you want, but I still think it's good to start without boost, because if you're not good at feathering your boost, oftentimes you'll end up hitting the ball too far away from yourself. If you notice there, I didn't boost at all into the setup. You can get a perfect air dribble without boosting until you're already in the air like here. So, just follow the speed of the ball, get used to that. That's one of the most important steps, I think, is really making sure you have your speed down with the ball, because I don't know. You can follow the flow of the ball. It's going to be a lot easier for you to get multiple touches on it, etc. I have a bad habit here of hitting the ball off the left wall a ton. I should probably work more on the right, so it's a good setup. I feel like you get a real good setup, and you can dribble it in, you know, why not? And give it a try. Sometimes it's good just to kind of get those tries out, but for now we're still just going to stay with the basics. Once you feel pretty confident with the pop, it should only take, you know, maybe a little while. Some people might take a little bit longer than others, but I think for me it took me a few hours to get used to following the speed of the ball and the pop and just kind of getting it up. was a pretty good example of a perfect little pop there. Just whenever you feel comfortable, start adding in your air roll. That way you can line your nose up under the ball just a little bit better, like so. If you want, you can add a few little boosts into it. It's pretty important to note that feathering your boost is pretty big importance in air dribbles. Air roll is important too, but that just kind of comes with time, you know? So let's keep practicing the setup part. If you can get your nose right under it like that and just get a few little boosts, you don't have to hold boost or anything, just kind of carry the ball. Like here, I'm just kind of tap and boost. You can see how I can still kind of carry it without just... Because if you just boost into it like this, your momentum will way outmatch the ball's, because the ball isn't boosting. It already has a predetermined speed. And we want to just be trying our best just to follow that. Don't even have to worry about scoring it or nothing. I recommend trying like different angles too, so just rolling it, getting used to jumping and air rolling and staying next to or right under the ball. It probably would help to have a fairly decent understanding of like dribbling. Another common mistake I see with air dribbles is just too heavy of corrections with your left stick. You don't want to be moving it too much, because then you'll just kind of lose control of your car. We're looking for small little micro adjustments just to kind of keep you there. Again, if there's any advanced players, you can definitely put on limited boost. That way it's a little bit more challenging for you. You can add in a lot more air rolls and obviously just make it faster if you'd like. It doesn't have to be as slow, because once you get consistency down, after that it's just kind of working on your speed. You can work on faster setups like this. Yeah, no worries if you can't get it. Just keep working on that setup and then feather in the boost every now and again. One of those things you don't really want to rush. You just want to see what you're doing right, see what you're doing wrong. It doesn't take too long, in my opinion. I mean, that's an air dribble. At its core, you know. Just a little pop, a little air dribble off the ball. Remember to feather your boost, not to rush it too much, and make sure you're doing both walls, because it's going to get important. You want to score from multiple areas. Once you start incorporating your boost, just do your best to stay under the ball, adjusting here and there, maybe adding in more air rolls, little things like that. Focus on getting multiple touches. You only get one or two, don't worry about it. If you're still just working on just jumping off the wall with it, getting that good pop, that's fine too. I don't really know how long this episode's going to be, or just like how long they'll be in general, but the idea is that we're just going to be, you know, getting in our daily training. A little bit here and there definitely goes a long way, especially just with working on fundamentals and smaller mechanics like so. Remember, right now we're not really worrying about trying to even hit it in the net. I'd say as long as you're working on getting that pop, hold and jump, feather in your boost, that's all that really matters. Just getting used to the flow of the ball off the wall and how your car interacts with the ball. You don't want to be hitting the ball really hard because you'll just lose control. Just trying to maintain the speed with the ball. You can even drive just like this at a constant speed. I slow down a little bit before the touch and then go up. You want to have a slight gap between you and the ball as you're kind of taking it off the wall here, because it will slow down a bit by itself. And just boosts. Not even moving that much there. Once you can jump off, get your air roll, and get that tap. After there, it's just to gotta keep practicing it. Keep tapping it towards the wall. Don't rush it. Don't get upset if you can't get it the first few times either. It really doesn't matter. Everyone just learns at a different speed. You want to be pushing yourself here too. Like going for a little bit of uncomfortable ones every now and again. Going for weirder angles, because the setup's not always going to be the same in a game. So the more awkward setups you can set up now, the more you'll just kind of get used to correcting to the weird angles that you need to correct to. Once you have a good setup like this, you know, the rest is pretty easy. Just piling little things on top of each other, breaking it down into little parts, I think is always the best way to work on a mechanic. I do have a dirty habit of always going off the left wall for some reason. I don't know why, but I do, so just practice it from the right wall as well. Feel free to let me know down in the comments if you have a favorite map. I like the Beckwith Parks. They're real nice. I think tomorrow's video will probably work on more following the speed of the ball. I'm just going to slowly build up these smaller, more basic mechanics. Feel free to let me know down in the comments as well how long it takes you, or if you get it first try, or, you know, if you have any questions as well. My DMs are always going to be open, and I'll give as much information as I can down below. There's not really going to be a training pack for this one, because I think in free play, working on the setup is probably the best thing you can do. I hope this kind of helps some of you understand the setup portion of air dribbles. That's all we're going to be covering for this video, because I don't want to crowd too much in. We have 30 days, you know, we've got the rest of the 30 days to focus in on the rest, so I'm going to take it slow, nice and slow. Again, for my more advanced players, feel free to change it up however you'd like. Getting harder touches and trying to catch up, following the speed, little things like that. But I think even for, some of the best players, it's good to make sure you're still working on the fundamentals, the basics, making sure you're not getting sloppy with certain aspects of your gameplay. If you want to go for a fancy shot here and there, definitely feel free to do so. But I do recommend sticking mostly onto just the setup. The more practice you get with the setup, the more shots you're going to be able to get. Also, it's worth mentioning that it's good to get used to the movement here, the left and the right, and the up and the down while flying. I think it's good just to kind of fly around like this a little bit and just kind of get used to how it feels to move your car in the air like that. Again, no worries if it's too difficult to score. We're not really looking for that today. We're just looking for the setup, even getting that first touch. If you can get a few good first touches, pop it up, get your air roll, and get one boost into the ball and not hit it away, we'll call that a win for the day. And if you can't do that, then just one little pop, one nice pop off the wall, one you could have followed up. Feel free to work on this longer than the video, as, these are going to be relatively short, I think. I just want to do like 20, 30-minute training exercises every day, maybe to help you guys, maybe to help myself, and just to hang out and work on something. I like these kind of challenges. I always kind of give myself one or two little challenges every month as it is, so I figured I'd make this and see where it goes. Don't forget, the longer you hold A or jump, whatever your jump button is, the more you'll kind of float up with the ball. If you have any questions, anyone at all, you can let me know in the comments, DM me on Discord. If you're not in the Discord, feel free to join it. Pretty responsive in there and get back to everyone as much as I can. I think by the end of this video, most of you should have a pretty good understanding of the setup, be able to hit it and get at least one touch. That's all we're really looking for today. And just don't rush it. The more you rush it, the faster you're going, the harder it is to really see what you need to work on, where you need to be. I think it's always good to start off slower like this. Some mechanics, I even use Baka's mod and I turn slow-mo on. If that's something you need to do when you have a console, won't be able to do it unfortunately, so only for the PC players you can really slow things down. It's a nice little added feature, but it's not necessary. Yeah, if you have any questions or any feedback, anything you guys would like to see from this series going forward, please do let me know in the comments. But I think we'll kind of wrap that up for now. I'll just kind of keep vibing here a little bit by myself, no commentary, and we'll just kind of end it off there. Hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And just remember, just a little bit of practice every day can go a long way.